12 years ago, the Warhol Foundation allowed them to use the name Andy Warhol. It's become more and more business-like. They would have never been able to do this using Andy Warhol's prints and all of this kind of stuff. So the fact is, you have a museum in a hotel setting. This is really a museum that happens to be a hotel, and if you should let these journalists all spend one night in a hotel somehow to see what it's like because art is everywhere. You go to the Hyatt or you go to Ritz-Carlton, the Four Seasons, they have fake versions of Manet paintings. All the stuff is fake.
Most hotels have.
Fake. I mean, we stayed at the Ritz-Carlton in New York, in Moscow, and there were these big grand paintings. They were fake things. There is nothing fake here. These are all real.
80% of it is real.
Well, in the bedrooms we have prints, but on the floors, in the bedrooms we do have printed version of pictures from Andy Warhol, but on the floors they're all original.
Yeah, in the public spaces.
Yeah.
But the art is sort of over the top. I had been here 6 years ago, and I completely forgot about how much art is in here. And as Berliners, you are very lucky to have a spot where you can kind of go, this is my Warhol museum. I can go see art. I mean, do you let them come in just to walk around and see pictures sometimes, people?
So we actually offer art tours,
Okay.
where our employees guide people through the hotel.
Oh, good, and now they'll be able to do it much better after
Yeah,
our tour.
exactly, after your employee tour.
And sometimes we even have students coming in who just wanted to look at the art.
But you're very lucky. I mean, it's unique. It's a very unique situation. You don't find that much anywhere. Because usually these theme hotels sort of fall at the level of like the Planet Hollywood Hotel or the Hard Rock Hotel, which is memorabilia hotels or theme hotels. This is not about memorabilia. This is about art that will last a really long time. A really good example of something very special is on the 3rd floor. There's a whole wall of, they're called, in New York, in the art world, they're called diamond dust paintings. Upstairs, they're called shadow paintings. And they were considered one of Warhol's weakest artworks, because Warhol, if you look around, it's always figurative things. It's a picture of a Campbell soup can, a car crash, Marilyn Monroe. It was figurative things. And so these are just photographs of shadows that he then silk screened, and then he took diamond dust on one of the silk screen process and put them there. And you have, much to my shock, you have probably 10 of these upstairs in a row. And they're beautiful. And you can read about them online. I mean, you know, what you should do is, you might want to put like QR codes at the end of each hall where it takes you right to the description of all these paintings. You know? Because sooner and sooner.
And you could say that, because it's showing in D.C. a huge Warhol show of just the shadow paintings in one museum, you know. But it's really one of the most beautiful shows, even if you're into Warhol or not. It is really sort of a new, strong visual of his work. All together, they were made to be all in one line. So you see it, it's sort of the size of your largest museum with these big shadow paintings. So that's good information.
And we're actually here, this is Chris Makos, of course, and Paul Silver, and we're actually here also to introduce the Hilton Brothers, which is this collaborative work that we do that you would see in this book. And if you go to the event, to the opening tomorrow night, you'll see it at the gallery. In very much the way that Warhol and myself collaborated on things, this idea of collaboration is a really traditional thing that a lot of artists do, and Paul and I found it very useful and helpful because of the work that he does and the work that I do. I was able to draw and source out from a lot of my older work imagery that would work with some of his very contemporary work. And that said, it has taken us on this 8-year journey of producing these travel images and objects that have proven to be of big interest to the collectors and clients.